All right, math minions, here we go. We are on notes for 105. So we've looked at perimeter. Now we're going to look at area. And today, this lesson is just looking at area for rectangles, squares, and triangles, okay? Rectangles and squares, super duper easy. Triangles, still pretty easy, all right? So notice I'm not making you write notes on this one. If perimeter was finding out how far around the outside of a shape was, then area is finding out how much fits inside a shape. All right? Now this is a two-dimensional shape. Again, remember, we're only in 2 dimensions. The next unit is going to be 3 dimensions. So when we find what fits inside a 3-dimensional shape, it's not called area. So don't get that confused. But area is for a 2-dimensional shape. Now the formula for finding area of a square or a rectangle is amazingly easy. It's just length times width. That's it. So I've got a square here. It's 5 inches. And since it's a square, we know that all 4 sides are the same. So that means if this is 5 inches, then this is also 5 inches. So length is 5. Width is 5. So that's going to be 25 inches. It's just that easy. Times. Okay, now I've been hitting this several times before we started the video, and I thought it was all right, but it's annoyingly blurry. And yeah, annoyingly blurry. That's what I'm going to keep calling it. So I'm going to play a little bit, see if I can get this to come in, focus a little bit more. Try it with my hand. Now my hand's blurry. Come on, all I want is an in-focus video. So I'm going to hit pause. Okay, that looks a little better. So length times width is 5 times 5 for a square. For a rectangle, we know that we have this side and this side are equal. And this side are different from the first pair, but they are also equal. So length times width, well, 12 times 4. 12 times 4 equals, that's right, 48 centimeters. That's it. Now here's the thing. I want to stop here for just a moment. Because it's a 2-dimensional, we're finding area, I have forgotten one thing. So it's 25 square inches. 48 square centimeters. That's right. Area is squared, remember? So let's look at this. I have a square, 2 millimeters. And since it's a square, they're all the same. So 2 millimeters times 2 millimeters is 4 square millimeters. Okay? 4 square millimeters. Now, here's a rectangle. What am I going to multiply? Exactly right. 9.25 times 5.3. So I'm just going to write 5.3 up here. And this is times. So 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. 3 times 9 is 27. And then we put a 0. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. That's 45. Plus 1 is 46. So we've got a 5. 12 carry the 1. 10 carry the 1. 9 and a 4. I've got 2 decimal places for this, 2 places after the decimal, and 1 place after the decimal. 2 and 1 is 3, so 1, 2, 3. .9025 square meters. Okay? Are we good with this so far? So as you can see, it is quite simple to do a square or a rectangle. Now, and by the way, I'm somehow messed that up. And it should be 49.025. All right, because I can't count 3, and I counted 4 in. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Triangles. Triangles are easy as well. You just have to divide it in half. So when we look at a triangle, and by the way, this is for a regular triangle or a right triangle. If you have scalene or isosceles, it gets a little weird, okay? Or I mean equilateral or an isosceles, it gets a little weird. We get into pies and square roots and just no, okay? We're talking about right triangles and just regular generic triangles. So here we go. Finding the area of a triangle, you need to take the base times the height and then divide it by 2. This is what we mean by base, the bottom of the triangle, right? That's the base. Like in exponents, it's all about the base, about the base. Well, here, this is the base. This is the bottom. This is what we're putting our triangle onto. So the base is 7. And then this is the height. There's usually going to be like a little dotted line. But if there's not, then you use your ruler and figure that out. That's the height. So we're going to take the base, which is 7, and the height, which is 4. That gets multiplied and divided by 2. So 7 times 4 is 28. And then we divide that by 2, which is 14. So our area is 14 square centimeters. I keep forgetting to put square in there, and that's just bad Mrs. Sissel. All right? So here we go. Let's try this together. Here is a right triangle, and it says that the base is 3 millimeters, and the height, since it's a right triangle, as long as they tell us what that is, we're good to go. So 6. So we're going to go base times height divided by 2. So base is 3, height is 6, and that's divided by 2. 3 times 6 is 18. When we divide by 2, that's going to be 9 square millimeters. Okay? Next one. We've got a base of 17 yards and a height of 4 yards. So, base times height divided by 2. You tell me, what's the base? Very good, 17. What's the height? You got it, 4, and then we divide that by 2. So, 17 times 4. I know, you guys are like, what? Grab a calculator, come on. 17 times 4 is 68. And then divide that by 2, that's going to be 34, because 6, half of that is, so 34 square yards. Okay? Last one. Area is going to be base times height divided by 2. So, what's my base? There you go, 14. And what's my height? 6. Very good. We divide that by 2. So 14 times 6 gives us 84. We divide that by 2, and that gives us 42. So our area for this triangle is 42 square inches. All right? By the way, if you wanted to write it using an exponent, you could write these things as inches squared, centimeters squared. Okay? Down here you could do, again, if you're not going to write SQ, then put the square on the measurement, not the number. No. Not on the number. Okay? So, let's get busy, do the practice, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye!